In previous video, we learned about the concept of object-oriented programming, and now in this video, we will learn how do we implement object-oriented programming. Well, there are actually three different ways of doing this. First one is by using constructor function. Second, by using ES6 classes, and the third way is by using Object.create method. And in this video, we will focus on the first method, which is by using constructor function. So let's get started. Constructor functions are special functions that can be used to create new objects with a given structure and behavior. They are similar to regular functions, but they have some differences and conventions that we will learn in this video. Now, to create a constructor function, we need to follow some steps, and the first step is we need to define a function with a capital letter. So we can write const person is equal to function, and here we can't use our arrow function because this keyword in our arrow function is undefined. So here we need to use function expression. So function, and then for our parameters we can write name, age and occupation like this. Now writing this constructor function name with a capital letter is a convention that helps us distinguish constructor functions from regular functions. Now this is the first step, and the second step is we need to use the this keyword inside this function body. Now here we can write this dot name is equal to name, then this dot age is equal to age, and this dot occupation is equal to occupation. Now here this keyword refers to the new object that will be created by this constructor function. We can use it to assign properties and methods to our objects. For example, here we are assigning some properties like name, age and occupation. Now the third step is we need to use the new keyword to invoke the constructor function and create a new object. Now to do this, we can write new, then the name of our constructor function, which is person, and here for our name I am using John. Then we have our age, which we can write 23, and the third one is occupation, which we can write web developer like this. Now here this new keyword does four things. It creates a new empty object, and then it sets the prototype of the new object to the prototype of this constructor function. Then it binds this keyword to this new object. Now we are going to store this into a variable like John, and if we log this, you can see we have an object with the name, age and occupation properties. And now this constructor function serves as a blueprint for creating multiple objects with similar properties and behaviors. And each object that we create from this function will have its own set of attributes and methods. Now we can create multiple objects by simply using this constructor function. Like here, we just created this John object. If we want to create more objects, we can change the name of our person like Alice, and here instead of John we are going to use Alice. Then for this age we can write 26, and for occupation we can write coding like this. Now, if we take a look on this Alice, you can see we have another object with the name, occupation, and this age property. So, by using this constructor function, we can create as many objects as we want that have same properties and methods, and you can see each of them has its own new object that we created programmatically using this function constructor. So that's for properties, but now what about methods? What if we want to add methods to these objects? Now we can add methods in two ways. First, we can add that method directly into this constructor function, and we can write this dot greet is equal to function, and this function will only log hello, my name is, then our placeholder, and then this dot name, and my age is this dot age, like this. Now to use these methods, we can write alice dot greet, and if we call this, you can see hello, my name is Alice and my age is 26. But this is not a good way of doing this, because when we add methods to our constructor function, we are creating a new copy of the method for every object that we create using this constructor function. This means that each object has its own version of the method, which takes up more space and makes it harder to update or modify the method later. And if we take a look on this object, you can see we have a separate greet method for this object, and as well as if we take a look on this second object, you can see we have this same method twice. So this is not the right way of adding method. Now the right approach to add method to our constructor function is by using the prototype property. The prototype property is a special object, and if you want to take a look on this prototype property, you can expand this. You can see that we have our prototype property inside of this object, in which we have only this constructor method. Now this prototype property is a special object that contains the method that are shared by all the objects created by this constructor function. This way we can avoid duplicating the same methods for each object and save memory and performance. Now to add our method inside of this prototype, we can write person dot prototype dot greet, which is the method that we want to add, and then we can simply copy this function from here and we can paste this here, like this. And now if we take a look on these objects, you can see greet method is not here anymore. And if you want to see where is this method now, you need to open this prototype object. And after opening, now you can see we have our greet method. And we can use this for each and every object that we create using this constructor function. For example, if we want to use this greet method for this John, we can simply write John dot greet, like this, and if I hit save, you can see hello, my name is John and my age is 23. So now we can use this greet method on any person object that we create. Now maybe you are wondering why this method is still working, because before this method was here between these properties, but now this method is inside of this prototype object. And the answer is because of something called prototypal inheritance. Prototypal inheritance is a feature in JavaScript where objects can inherit properties and methods from other objects. And this is different from classical inheritance used in languages like Java or C++, where classes inherit from other classes. In JavaScript, the prototype acts as a template from which objects can inherit features. This means that objects can share the same behavior and state without creating copies or subclasses of each other. This also means that object can be modified or extended at runtime without affecting the original prototype or other objects that inherit from it. Prototypal inheritance is more flexible and dynamic than classical inheritance, and it is one of the core features of JavaScript. Constructor functions are powerful and flexible way to create objects and implement OOP in JavaScript. However, they also have some drawbacks and limitations, such as the lack of synthetic sugar, the confusion with this keyword, and the difficulty of inheritance. In the next video, we will learn about another way to create objects in JavaScript, which is ES6 classes. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to join this web development journey with us. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Keep coding, keep creating. I will see you in the next video.